Dad slipped when I accidentally spilled water. I wear a brace for my hump, and moving is excruciating. But Dad yelled,
"You'll scrub the floors until you learn."
Mom and I lived alone, so when she died, Dad moved in to take care of me. He made me carry heavy loads and clean his car, even though he knew I was gonna have back surgery and couldn't exercise. Mom had saved up for the surgery, which was a month away. But I felt worse and worse because of the exertion. Dad didn't listen. He insisted I had to exercise to stay healthy. I wanted to paint, but Dad made me clean the attic instead. I was so exhausted, I got injured and ended up in the hospital. The doctor wanted to operate immediately, but my account was empty. Dad had said he was gonna double my money, but he gambled it all away. The doctor said without surgery, my spine would compress my organs and I'd die. Because of the pain, I couldn't even do housework, so Dad kicked me out. That's how I ended up in a group home without support and in unbearable pain. I was only happy when I painted. I posted my pictures online. People bought them, and I even raised some money for the surgery. The doc said I had a week. The surgery wouldn't work after that. But I still didn't have enough money. I lost hope and accepted my fate. In the hospital, I saw a little girl with cancer on the brink of death. Her parents didn't have enough money for treatment. They were as desperate as I was. So I gave all my money to little Ruth. Ruth's parents were overjoyed and told the press about me. Suddenly, something unexpected happened. In just 24 hours, strangers raised money for me. I had a chance, but then Dad showed up. He said he was sorry for what he'd done and wanted me to come home. I was excited. I would have a family again. But then I heard this. On the phone, Dad said,
"Give me time. The hunchback will give me everything."
I cried as Dad betrayed me again. I chased him away. My surgery was successful, and now I can walk upright. I sued my father for abuse and moved back into Mom's house. That's the only thing Dad didn't lose to gambling debts. I continue painting and was the discovery of the year at the National Art Show. Dad is slaving away at the dump, working off his debts. Everything we do is returned threefold. Wouldn't you agree?
To make his dad stay, Keanu baked cookies like Mom used to. But after she passed, Dad would spend all his time at work. Angry, Keanu ran to Santa and asked him for an illness, not for his dad, for himself. Dad always stayed at home when Keanu was ill. Santa couldn't grant that wish and offered a toy instead. Keanu got mad and yelled he wasn't real Santa. The boy left in tears, not seeing that Santa cried too. That Santa was his dad. He realized his mistake. In grief, he forgot about his son. But how could he leave his job? A guard helped, offering to stand in for him as Santa. When Keanu opened the door, he smelled cinnamon. His dad made cookies, just like Mom used to. Tim hugged his son and promised to always be there for him. If you don't believe in miracles, try making at least one. Agreed? My hotel roommate yelled at my son. Sammy confused our brushes, and she demanded a separate room. But the hotel was booked out. Due to a storm, all flights were postponed. While I read to Sammy, the girl grabbed the book from me. My son's laughter was interrupting her chat with her boyfriend. I offered her a headset, but she called it cheap. She said she hated kids and moms who travel with them. My son wanted to calm her down and gave her his favorite toy. When Micah saw the snake, she dramatically fainted. She accused us of theft and assault and said she'd press charges. She wanted us booted. The manager caved. The manager said she'd grant Micah her wish and held out the luxury suite key. Micah packed her things, but the manager clarified. Sammy and I were getting an upgrade. Furious, Micah broke the sofa. She'll have to pay for it. Wishes always come true, but not always how you want them to, right? I burst into a store and the shop assistant screamed. She called me a filthy hobo and began pushing me out. I held out cash and asked for a new shirt. I needed it urgently. She grabbed my money and called the cops. She yelled I'd stolen it from somebody. The shop assistant was excited. She'd always wanted to catch a criminal. I tried to explain, but she wouldn't listen. She cheered when a policeman and a lady walked in, but the lady came straight to me and hugged me. As a medical intern, I just saved her husband's life from a heart attack. While I changed, this lady filed a complaint. The police car drove me to my exam with lights flashing. I passed, and now my biggest wish has been granted. Judging people by their clothes doesn't make you better. Agreed?